I'm back, everyone. This time with The Dark Knight. This film, alongside The Legend Reborn, Hero Factory, Rise of the Rook, is the reason I decided to do film reviews. Is because these ones contain favorite parts about them, and I know what you and I know in case I know what people are thinking. Why did I put the film's plots on every possible description, like I did with Spider-Man 3, Bionicle 3, and stuff? I can't think of any descriptions at all, so I decided to make the description revealed in the first part and later parts. It's never and the later parts not to have a description because it's obviously the same videos as the first part. Let's go over about it. The cover is the same image as the theatrical poster. Him standing there, the building on fire with the bat decal formed by flames. The film title, the bat decal, hit by what I found out were Joker cards, as according to the teaser. And remembering the casting, like Christian Bale's name all the way up to Morgan Freeman's, that used to be there from like 1989 with Nichols and Keaton's names. Then went to Keanu Reeves and Lawrence Fishburne in the first Matrix, and then it kind of went temporarily, not to mention the casting anymore. Now 2008 they brought that back. And this time they mentioned the directors in 2006 and 2006 nowadays with Warner Bros. Films. Is yes, I have Superman Returns, but I barely know much of the story to review it. But it does have the director's, but in 2006 nowadays with Warner Brothers Films, they mentioned the director's name on top of it, a Christopher Nolan film. And here's the suit that's designed. Here's the suit that's different from the first films. Technically, it's this suit. It's technically this suit. The first film suit's different from this one because the bat decal is different. And they said they changed it for certain reasons because and like they were they're gonna do this suit, but they didn't have time. And now because they did make this film, they were able and now because they did this film, they were able to redesign the suit. Which the excuse about this is he needs Batman needs enough flexible mobility, which has never happened in any of the Batman and any of the Batman mythos. The suit used to be the rubber armored suits those rubber armored suits weren't designed for flexible mobility. Of course, in the animated series and the 1960s is Batman's, and despite the 20th Century Fox worked on that with Adam West, as well Warner Brothers did most of it. It's just regular fabric, which he could still be mobile enough to fight. This one is the only armored suit, strong rubber suit with with enough flexible mobility. And of course, redesigns it did excuse it to see the bat decal on the front of his suit is the same exact shape as the one in the film. If I could get some lighting at it. As you can see right here, the bat decal is exactly the same, and especially with this suit. It looks a little bit futuristic, and it does look a bit futuristic on the head, on the neck interior, due to the fact it needs to tilt its head anywhere. And in the poster, it has a slogan, "Welcome to the World Without Rules." Side to the film title, and this has never happened in all Warner Brothers films. They put an icon there, but instead of the icon being on top, as other studios do, but while Warner Brothers doesn't, the icon is actually there. That and the 12 looks a bit cartoonish. What I mean by that is that the circle's small and it filled and the number enlarged, which briefly happened from 2008 to 2012 because in 2013 I know what happened to it. That returned back to normal now when other Warner Bros. Films like Man of Steel that I have now and Great Gatsby and Pacific Rim got they returned the 12th certificate back to normal. What I mean by that, it used to be like this beforehand in 2008, then it became this temporarily from 2008 to 2012, and now 2013 then futurely back in 2013 they brought this back. Like, it only happens this cartoon appearance only briefly happened in Warner Brothers films at the side of the case, not the front and the back, it's just the side of the case. In case, it's a long story for me to explain. The back has got Batman surrounding the Joker inside the interrogation room. The Blu-ray version of it, you can see that image is still there, but with Batman having Joker smile there, due to the fact that Joker exposed him with a Joker smile. And from that rise, it is technically a different shot panels, which is never put into the film because I've heard of this possible over 10 takes of stuff. The Joker burning money, down to the press conference, and Bruce looking at the computer screens of the first Joker video that took off. At the same time, listening to Alfred and the bats are rising from the container with all the gadgets. Him driving the bat cycle, chasing the Joker. Given 5 stars by 5 critics around the world, and the plot reveals this isn't a different film. It is the second draft to Batman Begins, returning Chris Nolan as director and Christian Bale as Batman, and with the ones being the same as Gary Oldman's Jim Gordon and Alfred Pennyworth by Michael Caine and Lucius Fox by Morgan Freeman, whereas Rachel Dawes the only one different. For Katie Holmes had other stuff. I think, according to Wikipedia, Katie Holmes had other projects to do, so Maggie Gyllenhaal took her place. And I know everyone didn't want her being Rachel. But heck, even if Katie Holmes was in this, the story will still be the story of this film. The stories depicted in this film will still be the same. That Katie Holmes' character would have been dead by the explosion in 252nd Street. While new ones introduced as Aaron Eckhart as Harvey Dent and the late Heath Ledger as the Joker. Yeah. Yeah, and the bonus material, which has advertisements in the film feature, and most of them behind the scenes. The first time to hear of IMAX cameras is in IMAX quality. They revealed why they redesigned the bat suit and the new bat vehicle and everything else, and it includes the news anchorman Angles' episodes of news program, the promotive advertisement of Rachel saying she believes in Harvey Dent. The segmented scenes from the film, like the bank robbery scene they took off, the Hong Kong chase, the car chase, the Lamborghini crash, the final montage, as the fight against the SWAT and all that. The credits, the site, Legendary Pictures, DC Comics, and Syncope. The company introduced the logo in 2008. The home video marketing, the distribution rights, copyright detail, all that heck. 12 contains strong fantasy violence and sustained threat. Right. And the consumer inquiries, it used to, remembering from 2006 to 2007. I'm sure, yes, look, it's too blind to see, but I could read it. It used to be 0-0-784-640. Now they extended that with a plus the forward bracket to 0-784-640. So yeah, this is the same case laid out as I recognize from Leslie Metro. No, it proves that this button is right here and how they designed it. We have please be unique with the Dark Knight. You get to win awards like a remote, a keyboard, a speaker system, and a cordless mouse. And the Blu-ray advertisement from this is showing all the other films you can see on Blu-ray. Nibbling close to this, and cases and images from these films, and Immersive Cinema Look Back, another one of these films, and all these films available on Blu-ray. And this shows specific details you need to enjoy Blu-ray, and the disc. This is the bonus features disc, where has the Joker's face. Look, is a close-up look of it, and the first disc has Batman standing in the recent damage to 252nd Street. Still doesn't mention the film title due to the fact that he, as you know from Batman Begins and this, and of course The Dark Knight Rises and Man of Steel, well, especially Inception. They don't mention the film title in the beginning. They mention the film title all at the beginning of the film. They just have it in the end credits before. They just have it in the end credits afterwards. Okay. Just like how I thought that this was a different film, actually it is the continuation after Batman Begins, where it took place where it says it took place a year later after Batman defeated all the criminals in Gotham, and the Joker has come to the next era of threat. And because I'm more likely to experience the Shadow of One's videos, like the Makuta series he did in 2008, and he based the Vezon character as the Joker. Remember when the Joker gagged one of the Gotham bank managers with some kind of gas canister, when the scene where the Joker unmasks himself to the audience, and saying whatever doesn't kill you obviously makes you stranger, and he walks off. Originally I thought the bank would have blown up instantly, but no, I don't think the bank would have blown up. Whatever that stuff contained, I don't know what happened to the bank manager ever since. What I thought was going to happen is because of how Vezon was based on the Joker, the bank would have blown up instantly. Like how the place they said the Vezon gagged this guy in, Vezon gagged the guy with, it kind of blew up. Okay. Now that's part. Now we'll get to the next part after. Then we'll get to the next part later after I've done this recording.